Hi, this is Tom Mura with World Class Coaching with another in our series of animated drills. Today I want to share an activity that I really like for those times where you end up with 9 players. I mean, it would be nice if every player was at every training session, but it just doesn't seem to work out that way. And it seems like more often than not, when you are missing players, you end up with an odd, kind of a strange number. And I've always found 9 a difficult number to do different activities with. I mean, sure, you can, play a neutral player, but it just doesn't lend itself to a lot of activities. And I found this one that worked really well. It accomplished everything I wanted to in terms of possession and transition from, keeping possession to going forward, kind of finding that moment to go forward and connect in kind of that next phase of attack. And I really like this, and it's something that the kids really enjoyed as well, so I thought I'd share it. So we have 3 teams of 3 with 9 players. We have one team in one area of the grid, another on the far side, and then we have like a neutral area in the center, if you will, with only one defender. So we have one defender dealing with the each of the areas. And the idea is each group of players makes a set number of passes. Depending on the age or ability level of your players, that might be different. For this, I did with a U11 team, and they had to make 4 passes before they could go forward. So they need to make 4 passes around the area to their teammates before one player gets the ball, and then that player can carry the ball into the middle area, into that transition zone, if you will, and another player can also go with them. So this creates a 2v1 situation where if the defender cuts off the pathway forward, then the ball can just be switched to the other side. And the goal is for the black team to complete their 4 passes and then transition the ball into the other area. If they do that successfully, they receive 1 point. Now the red team has the ball, and their job is to make 4 passes before they then try to transition into that middle area as well. And when they do that, we'll just switch these players for the sake of discussion here. So this player's facing. So when they do that transition, I mean, as soon as the path is open, they can play it. So if the ball is able to be played straight down the line without even entering that neutral, that transitional area, fine. They got the ball to the other end. That's a point for the red team. The time that the ball was transitioned by the black team, that was a point for them. And the way I played this game was that each team had, or each set of teams, I guess, had 2 minutes on offense, and then we rotated. So the black team was on offense for 2 minutes, and then the yellow team was on the outside, and the black team was defending. Then the red team took their turn. So then every team had 2 opportunities to attack, and they had 1 opportunity to defend. And so the team that was able to transition the ball the most number of times won the game. So really simple game, but I thought very effective in terms of kind of emphasizing keeping the ball and moving to support their teammates. And then once they had 4 passes, the key was they didn't have to go right away. They needed to look for that right moment to go forward. So a couple of times they'd make 5, 6, 7 passes before they found the opening to get in that transition area and then try to be able to get the ball to the other side. And if they did rush into the middle, then more likely than not, they were going to lose the ball. If they lost the ball, I was standing here on the outside. We'll just make me a goalkeeper over here. And I had a supply of soccer balls. And then whichever team lost the ball, so if the black team lost the ball, say the yellow team won it or kicked it out of bounds, or there was a bad pass and it went out of bounds, then I would play the ball into the opposite team and they would try to complete their 4 passes and get to the other side. So there's an emphasis on keeping possession and finding that moment to transition, that moment to go for it. So that's the reason I really like this activity. We did it kind of in between a technical triangle passing activity and then going into a 3 versus 2 or a 4 versus 3 scenario where we're trying to keep possession and go to goal. So here it was just keep possession and transition, and then we're working toward going to goal with it. So it was an activity the kids really enjoyed. There's lots of different things that you could add to this. You could do it with bigger numbers. And kind of play with the dimensions of the areas as well, depending on the age and ability level of your players. But it's a great activity, so give it a try with your team and then leave a comment in the comment section below about how it went.